Hello everybody, Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02, version 5.0.1. Today we have a 4-player free-for-all on Buckland, so this should be fun to watch, I hope. Special guest is our first player. He is Isengard in the bottom left. The bottom right we have Bambyhey. I'm just going to call him Bambi for this cast, as Goblins in the bottom right. We have Excelsior is the top right as Angmar, or that's Mordor, not Angmar. Close, but not quite. And we have Belsebub in the top left as another Mordor. So 2 Mordors, a Eisen, and a Goblin. And this is a free-for-all, like I said, so no teams here. Free-for-all, or I'd say they're probably my favorite kind of game to play. They just have the most fun in them. Things can go very wrong or very good very quickly. So it's always fun. Like I've heard said before, it's a game of diplomacy. And it's kind of true. So we're going with a Rojan Palace from Belsebub. So he's possibly going to open with Lancers, or maybe Corsairs, or Easterlings. Probably not Corsairs. Yeah, he's going with Lancers. No one ever opens with Easterlings or Corsairs, usually. We got 2 Orc Pits going down, and some Orc Spam beginning to come out from Excelsior there. Goblins going with Goblin Cave and some Goblin Warriors. So Bambi looking to get another Goblin Cave as well. So we'll be running off 2 for now, and it looks like special guest is going with Pikemen. He has scouted his opponents, or at least one of his opponents. He has seen that there was a Rojan Palace, so he definitely knows there's going to be some Lancers coming towards his base. Potentially. I mean, there's no saying that Excelsior won't attack the top left guy, which seems to be he actually is heading in that direction. But, I mean, it's most likely that you want to be prepared for such an event. Of course, because... Oh, he's actually going with Corsairs. That was interesting. Do they require level 2? Oh, they do actually require level 2. I thought they didn't. I wasn't paying attention. So I thought he was going to go Lancers. He went Corsairs. Corsairs probably a better idea, to be honest. They are cheaper. They are how much? 350. So they're definitely cheaper than those, and they will be able to deal with Orcs quite effectively. Not as effective as Lancers, but he can also deal with the Pikemen that special guest just brought out. Special guest bring out a lot of Pikemen because he's expecting the cavalry, but it is not going to happen. You can still use them though. They're pretty good. Looks like Bambi the Goblin has captured the outpost. Special guest as Isengard is knocking them down. So, no more resources generated from that. Let's go over here. There's a little scuffle. Some goblins taking out a farm of Excelsior, or slaughterhouse rather. Excelsior also throwing down a Rojan Palace of his own. So it should be useful for him. Possibly to get some Lancers to deal with the Goblin spam. Lancers are definitely a good counter to Goblin spam, especially in patch 2.02 version 5.0.1, as they are buffed from 4.0. Looks like we do have some Lancers from Belsebub as well, so that'll be useful, but not against these. Although he does have the Corsairs to deal with those, which is nice. Although I don't think he's going to manage to save the Slaughterhouse, as the Pikemen have a good surround there, and they're doing a lot of damage to it. Let's go over here for a minute. Seems some Goblins are fending off some Orcs from Excelsior. There is a swarm of Orcs coming, actually. And it looks like Belsebub has sent some of his Easterlings over here to do some damage. And the Goblins actually managed to take one of his slaughterhouses. So Excelsior is actually not in the best of positions here, as he has a good setup here. I mean, this is great for defending his one slaughterhouse, his surround here. But he is losing his Rojan Palace. And there is a tainted land underneath these Easterlings, so they're going to be a bit difficult to deal with. Hopefully they don't deal with that, because that is his only slaughterhouse. Let's go over here for a second. It seems special guest is fending off these Orcs well enough, although there is some Lancers coming in. If they can get a good ride around, if they can get around the pikes, they can get a good crush. I'd say that was pretty good. He actually managed to kill that almost entire battalion of crossbows and didn't take any casualties, actually. So not bad indeed. Now Excelsior is rebuilding his slaughterhouses, as you should. You definitely want to get those up and running as quickly as possible, or your economy is just going to be completely gutted. And nobody wants to have a crappy economy. No money, no troops. No troops, no win. That's just kind of how it goes. Of course, there's using firebombs there. Trying to take them in this building. The Uruk pit of special guest. Will they manage to succeed, I wonder? I haven't seen firebombs used too much, but they seem pretty effective. I'm not sure that he'll manage. Actually, it looks like he will get it. It does a little bit of fire damage over time, and the hit itself does some damage. It doesn't look like he's going to get it, which is unfortunate for him. But he did a lot of damage to it, at least, with just one battalion of Corsairs. So sends another battalion in, maybe he can finish it off. But we have some goblin attack here on the orcs of Excelsior. Not going to do too much damage. Orcs are stronger than goblins in the straight up fight, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I could be completely wrong. At least they should be. Although, now that I'm seeing these orcs die here, maybe not. And they do have poison blades as well, so who knows. I mean, you would think an orc would be stronger than a goblin, so I would hope they are. But who knows. Anyway, we got a lancer run through here. Managed to kill a few orcs there. And he will retreat back to his base. What does Belsebub have here? He has a bunch of orcs and some archers. Not bad. Special guest army looking pretty good as well. A couple battalions of pikes, some crossbows, and some Uruk-hai swordsmen. And he is being attacked here. Uh-oh. That could be bad. There is a lot of pikes here. He definitely doesn't want to run into that. And now Excelsior is sending his horde of orcs, a new horde of orcs, down to the goblin player, Bamby, to whack away a little bit at his forces there. Well, it seems the goblins are kind of overwhelming him a bit, as you would expect. That is what goblins do best. And now Special Guest is in trouble. He needs to get his army back here immediately. There is a lot of orcs and some archers, and also the lancers, of course. Lancers getting a good run through on those guys there. They are in shield formation though, so they will take reduced damage, which is good. You know, usually you always want to keep your swordmen in shield stance, unless they're just doing an attack like that on something that's not focusing them. Or they're trying to move, obviously. If you're trying to move across the map, you don't want to be in shield stance. It's just not helpful. Goblins pushing out with a large number of forces. Ooh, this builder of Excelsior is probably going to die here, as he did not get out of the way in time, which is unfortunate for him. Looks like Excelsior moves his Caradhran Palace into the back right of his base. Could be a good idea. Keeps it a little bit safer, I guess. And now Belsebub, the Mordor player on the top right, or top left, is going to have to take out these goblin hordes. Should be pretty easy for him with those lancers. As you see, they're phenomenal at taking out goblin warriors. And they won't probably get that building. Nope. He managed to defend his slaughterhouse quite nicely. We do have a barricade up for Excelsior, which is useful. Let's actually take a look at the powers real quick. Bamby has Wildman of Dunland and Warchant. Excelsior has barricade, obviously, and Tan Land. We have Freebane for Special Guest. He has 4 power points, so just about get another 5 power point if he wants. And Belsebub has Arrow Volley and that. It's like Arrow Volley was just used. And I'm seeing the delay of it. It's already been casted. But that is where it was casted. Of course, there's throwing a few firebombs into his own guys. Not doing too much damage though, fortunately. And it looks like 2 players are actually pushing in on Bamby, the Goblin player. Potentially. Well, it looked like Belsebub's army was heading that way. He is taking out one of his tunnels there on the way to his base. Looks like people are sick of the goblins. And can you blame them? Probably not. Goblins are one of the strongest and most irritating teams to face. We do have a Troll Cage and a Mumakil pit from Belsebub. I'm liking the look of this. This could make for something very interesting indeed. Orcs managed to get a tunnel down there. A couple of them, actually. So Bamby losing a bunch of his economic structures. There's one here as well, though they didn't finish the rubble, so that will rebuild if you don't finish it off, of course. Special guest looks like he's got a ballista expansion on top of his fortress there. It'll be pretty useful for defense. As you see, it's pretty good. You should be able to hold off these orcs. Good choice getting the wildmen. Wildmen are stronger than orc warriors, especially when you give them torch upgrades. And they're just good as having a general meat shield against orcs, I think, because they're very cheap and spammable. Not quite as much as orcs or goblins, but not too bad. How much are they exactly? 150. That's pretty cheap in comparison to a lot of things. Looks like goblins will defend this here. These archers not going to do a whole lot of damage as they are surrounded. They will quickly be dispatched. Some lancers over here trying to harass special guest buildings. Looks like he ran into a few pikes there. But they are still alive. That one dying, actually. I think that's 2 battalions, isn't it? Or is it just one? That's just 1 battalion. They do get away alive with a banner carrier, so they will start regenerating, of course. Special guest opts to get SpecialGue. Good choice to counter the lancers, I think. Ooh, we got a mountain troll with a tree. Very cool. That should be useful for dealing with these cavalry of Excelsior, as well as pretty much everything else that doesn't have a pike or an arrow. So, Belsebub's army is looking pretty tough. Does he have a Mumakil in the way, I wonder? He does. Nice. So I'm liking his army composition. That is good choices there. Seems we do have a level 3 Haradrim Palace here, so we could get some Haradrim archers. I almost called them orchers. Which is not quite correct. We do have Black Orcs though from Excelsior. Black Orcs are very tough. In comparison to the counterpart. Ooh, that cave troll almost getting the swing off. That would have sucked. We do have an Azog actually though, for the Goblin player. He's already level 5, so he's leveling it pretty quickly. Goblins are defending quite nicely though. Large amount of Goblin spam with Azog leading the charge. Does he give leadership to No, he does not. But he is on tan land, so obviously he gets that benefit. Ooh, we got some Deathbringers. Very cool. Deathbringers are very powerful. They're like super berserkers, and they come in a pack. They are absolutely amazing. You can have 3 Deathbringers allowed at one time, and they're 1,000 apiece. So they're a bit expensive, but they're definitely worth it most of the time. I did see a Mumakil. Where'd it go? There it is. Good old Moomy. Going with Cave Trolls and Mumakil, that should be pretty powerful. Opting to keep going for Cave Trolls instead of getting Attack Trolls. I'd say that works for now. It's definitely more economical. And a Mountain Troll with a tree is much cheaper than an Attack Troll, as they're 1,000. Opting to go for another Mumakil. That is going to be one beast of an army. I tell you what. Let's go back over here for a moment. See how Excelsior versus Bamby is doing. He does have some Lancers still, which is great. Great run through there. Problem is, when you get too far into a Goblin horde like that, you tend to get stuck, and then the cavalry tends to start dying. Ooh, and it seems Belsebub is actually making a move against Excelsior. That could be bad news for him. 2 Mumakils pushing across the field. He could be going towards Bamby, actually. The trajectory of the troops points towards Bamby's base, so it's hard to say. He is simultaneously attacking Excelsior. He's actually attacking 2 players at once. Let's go back over here where the main battle is. This troll's doing a ton of work here. Look at these. They're slaughtering these troops. The orcs, the goblins, it doesn't matter. The trees just hammering away. Unfortunately though, barrage does go down. Let's kill both of the trolls. At least the Mumakils weren't there. I'd assume that was from Excelsior. Bamby actually has Wildman now and he has 13 power points. Excelsior has cleaned up the orcs in his base, and he also has barrage, as we saw. Wildman we have for special guest, who is now playing a bit more defensive. Probably trying to rebuild his forces. And yeah, Belsebub has 17 power points saved up. He has chosen Barrage as his power. Let's actually wait on his screen for a moment. There's a large amount of goblins coming into his base. Not really a good target to use Barrage on, though. Goblins are very cheap, crappy units. You don't want to use your nice powers like that. Especially when a Mumakil can just walk over them, literally. All he has to do is click behind the units and it will literally walk over them. And kill them all. So quite useful indeed. I guess we'll go back to serving all players for now. As I don't see a barrage going down. Which I'm sure we will at some point. Mordor's army would be good to use it on. Or special guests. Especially special guests. That'll keep him from attacking for quite a while, I would imagine. Just use it on him. Drummer trolls being employed. I'd love to see the drummer trolls nowadays. That's like trying to kill the drummer troll off. Chasing him down. Desperately trying to kill him. He doesn't need to be careful though. There's a lot of orcs there. And if the Mumakil gets a charge on him or even walks over him, he's dead. But yeah, drummer trolls have a buff in this patch, obviously. They're a bit stronger. So they last a bit longer, which is always nice. And the Mumakil is going to walk over Azog. Oh, he should have charged. If he would have charged, he could have killed him. And Azog will get away, unfortunately. But looks like Excelsior is pushing into Bamby's base now. Azog is not going to have a nice welcoming party when he gets home. And perhaps these Lancers could go after him. That would be a good pickup for Excelsior, I think. Making sure he dies. Looks like he's going to do just that. Or maybe not. Excelsior, you missed. Oh, it's too bad. I would have gladly sacrificed these to kill off an Azog. But I guess not. Looks like some Wildmen are being summoned in. Whose Wildmen are these? The Goblins? I believe so. They look pinkish in nature. So they'll begin cleaning up those forces. The Mumakil pushing across towards the top right. He does have another mounted troll now. And he's actually upgrading to this troll cage to level 3, so he possibly is getting attack trolls as well as Mumakil. Another one on the way. He's doing a great job of attacking multiple players. He's attacking Special Guest, he's attacking Bamby, and he's attacking Excelsior. But main forces is obviously focusing on Excelsior, looking to take the other Mordor player out of the game, which is probably the smartest move, as the other Mordor player seems to be the scariest one at the moment. Goblins you would think would be, but there's just really goblin spam at the moment he's sending out. And Mordor can clean up the goblin spam pretty easily, I'd say. Especially with these. 2 Mumakil equals death to everything. They don't have like that special war paint I saw on that one 2v2v2. I guess that was that player's specific game. But it did add some cool war paint level 2 and stuff. Nice trample there. Going right through the Black Orcs. Doing another one there. Very good. Good damage done, I'd say. Azog leading the Goblins across the field to go attack Belsebub. Meanwhile, Belsebub also attacking Special Guest. He's taking a Furnace there. Sharku is level 4. He's getting there. At level 7 he gets that Main Eater, which is pretty good. Buff for him. These Uruk Deathbringers are going to make short work of these orcs. No problem whatsoever. Fortunately for the Goblins, there is a Mumakil here, taking out pretty much the entire Goblin army and Azog, as you see his flattened corpse sinking into the ground there. That is unfortunate for him. His attack is pretty much crushed before it started. And he does have Lancers to help clean up the rest of them. He'll probably lose this. But other than that, not a whole lot. He has 3 Mumakils. Mumakils have definitely become very popular. And rightly so. As they should be. Because they're just so powerful. There is a reason they're my favorite unit. Not just because they're cool. My god, there's no 4th one out on the field. Okay, well. Belsebub has a super powerful Mumakil army. That is crazy. Is this a 2x game? Like, do they have 2x command points? Doesn't look like it. As that guy is capped at 750, which is the 1x command point limit. So he's opting to fill most of his army with move kills, which is actually a pretty good idea. I mean, how do you counter that, really? Obviously, archers would be a good idea, but, I mean, goblins, not the best archers. Orcs, they have Haradrim archers, but they're kind of expensive. With this many move kill, pikemen, not going to be much help here. it's hard to deal with. Flying unit would really be the only thing I could think of. Excelsior would need a couple fell beasts, I think, to deal with this, or a Drogoth from the goblins. But there is a lot of Haradrim archers on top, so they can't go in alone at least. You need something to tank the arrows. Meanwhile, possibly the fell beast would attack, and you can pelt them with arrows or something. I don't know. It would be hard to stop, and I'm sure we'll see that very soon. Because I personally wouldn't be able to stop 4 Mumakil with an army behind him. I'm surprised anyone could. Hell, the men of Gondor wouldn't have been able to if it weren't for the Oathbreakers. We have a Balrog? We do have a Balrog. Belsebub has already got a Balrog. So, he's got 4 Mumakils on a Balrog. Things are looking bleak for Excelsior. That is not good news at all. I mean, these things will take down the fort, no problem. Meanwhile, Balrog will take everything else out, because that's what Balrog does. He comes out the field, he fire breathes, and he fire whips, and things disappear. Oh man, poor Excelsior. This is brutal. Looks like there's a small attack going down on his base, Belsebub's base, but I don't think it's going to get very far, as it is just a bunch of Goblin warriors. So, it's unfortunate for him, for the Goblin player, and definitely unfortunate for Excelsior. He's lost his level 3 Haradrim Palace, everything else pretty much. Balrog being used to his best of his ability. Managed to do as much damage as possible. What's the rest of the Mumakil, I wonder? I only see 2. Did they die? Well, that one died. Falling down on the Black Orcs that killed them. Orc warriors, actually, they're not Black Orcs. Balrog managed to take another Haradrim Palace with him. And the economy is pretty much gone at this point. Will this Mumakil be enough to take down Excelsior's fortress? At the rate he's taking damage, this is a level 5 Mumakil. His max level. Balrog disappearing there. He is done his work for the day. There's no way this Mumakil is going to die. So we'll go back over here. There is a Mumakil, some attack troll action there. 2 Mumakils in fact. It seems to be where he took the other ones home for defense, which is rightly so. Goblins and Isengard deciding to attack as a team. Belsebub's fortress is taking a lot of damage. Uruk Deathbringer is doing a ton. But they are not resistant to the Mumakil trample damage, just like heroes. They're mini heroes. Mumakil cleaning up nicely. If he wouldn't have taken those out, they would have taken down the fort. Because the Uruk Deathbringers do a lot of damage. Oh, brutal. I think that's Gothmog, his sickly looking self. And I think that leaves Excelsior with just a Haradrim Palace keeping him alive. So, he will be knocked out of the game very shortly. 2 more Mumakils actually queued up. Morgul Sorcery being purchased for Belsebub to keep his fortress a little bit more alive and well. Oh, he actually managed to kill the thing before he died with some pikes. So I guess that works. Meanwhile, Bambi is pushing out once again. He does have the fortress upgrade, so he could potentially get a Fire Drake here. He does have Gorkill and him. Hazog. Might even be going for a Drogoth, maybe. Maybe, just maybe. But he's attacking here. It's going to be fended off pretty easily, I'd imagine. Mumakil, of course. Jesus, he already has 20 power points. Belsebub could get a... Can he get another 25 from Barrage? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Barrage is in the center. I thought Darkness was in the center, so probably not. This is a 10, this is a 10, I believe. It's a 5. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. But a worm has been summoned from Goblins. So Bambi up and get a worm. Worm is very powerful. Great for taking out structures and armies. When you summon it in a base, it usually ends up doing a lot of damage. Although there's a lot of arrow towers peppering this thing. And unfortunately, it's going to kill it. As a move kill pops out right as I screen away there. Well, Excelsior didn't lose his builders, at least. Or at least he has one of them. So he's not out of the game, but he's basically crippled at this point. It's going to be very hard for Excelsior to come back. Especially against such a fearsome foe. 4 movement kills still out in the field. 2 attack trolls supporting them. That would be a fortress record if I've ever seen one. Oh, what is this? Special guest throwing up a second fort. Could be a smart move. Could be a bad move. Possibly he might have needed the money to upgrade his troops or something. Maybe. He needs something to deal with Mumakil and attack trolls, and I don't think another fort is going to be enough. As Mumakil and attack troll combined would take a fort down like nothing. But I guess we'll see how that works out for him. Meanwhile, Bambi is pushing up into Excelsior's lands. He does have attack troll, or half-troll marauders, which are pretty strong. Supported, of course, by some goblin archers and lots of goblin warriors. So I think this could be the end of Excelsior. At long last. I don't think he'll have enough to stop this. I think he only has well, nothing at all. So goblins will be going in there to claim some power points and scavenge some stuff. Does he have scavenger? He does. So every kill he gets money, of course. So I think he is actually working towards a Drogoth, which I think is a smart idea. I think Drogoth is really the only thing he has to answer the Mumakil. Flying units are just really good against those. And there you go. Excelsior has the game. He's been defeated. That frees up goblins to go attack Belsebub. Although not before he attacks him first. Oh, Azog needs to be a bit careful. Half-troll marauders are decent for killing these, but as you see, they're not the greatest. In one swing, actually managed to kill a lot of them, and the archers do good damage against them as well. Excuse me. So maybe not. Fire Drake. Fire Drake actually might be the answer that you're looking for. I don't think a Fire Drake can be trampled. And you see, it doesn't take a ton of damage. Fire Drake is the answer. There you go. If you're goblins and you want to take out a Mumakil, build yourself a nice little Fire Drake. I'd imagine the Fire Drake brood is pretty good too. There's a barrage coming down, just Fire Drake down a bit. I'm just taking a bunch of arrows from these Herodrum archers on top. It's a good choice. I think a Fire Drake and a Drogoth the Dragon Lord would take out this army pretty nicely, actually. Because while Drogoth will be taking a lot of arrow damage, I don't think it'll be enough to kill him. Plus he has his fireballs from range, which are pretty useful. Of course, and if you level him up, Fireflight is just an amazing power. His level 6 ability. Oh, not a good day to be a Goblin banner carrier. That is for certain. These attack trolls do need to be a bit careful. Goblins hot on their tail. Special guest trying to defend his stuff here. His second fortress is complete. His economy is looking pretty good, actually. Isengard, I mean, you'd expect his economy to look good. Belsebub does have darkness now. As I thought, he couldn't get another 25 power from where he was. He had to eat the middle one to get Fires of Doom first. And he's getting up there pretty quickly, actually. Anyway, let's take a look at Special Guest's economy. Is not too bad. I mean, I'm assuming he's spending his money, as he should be. You don't really want to cash flow too much. There's no reason to save up like 10 Gs unless you have Sauron to buy or something. Of course, he could go for Saruman or some stuff if he doesn't have him. Doesn't look like he does. Of course, Saruman could be a complete waste because of the nature of the Mumakil trample. So it's hard to say. You would have to play very, very well and very micro-intensive to keep Saruman alive against an army of Mumix. Sounds like Azog did go down there. Attack Troll's trying... Half-Troll Marauders, even trying desperately to bring down this Mumakil. Problem is they're all getting level 5. They all get the little level 5 star. This one has 2 level 5 stars. What is that? Is it the archers on top are level 5 as well? I didn't know they leveled up separately. Possibly the Mumakil is only level a certain level, and then the guys on top are a certain level. Beats me, but that seems reasonable. Because they can be dismounted, can't they? At least they used to be able to be dismounted. No, you can't actually dismount them off anymore. Back in Battle for Middle-earth 1.06, you could dismount the Haradrim Lancers that were on top and use them as a crappy unit for whatever reason, if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it. But I do like the Haradrim Archers on top much more anyway. Also fits better with the movie. They were archers on top. Immediately getting the war paint on as he charges through there. Because he did reach level 2. Well, actually 3 even. Darkness definitely helping for dealing with this. This Mumakil under the darkness. I don't think darkness affects the Mumakil itself, but the archers on top I think it does. Mumakil is taking a lot of damage there from all these goblin swords. Although he does manage to turn around and trample a majority of them. But I think he's actually going to bring down the Mumakil. And he does it. Nice 280 resources for Bamby there. Bringing down a Mumakil with a ton of goblin warriors. Ooh, lightning tower going down on the Mumakil over here, and the attack troll. Doing pretty good damage. But it looks like he managed to save the Mumakil at least. Attack troll's not quite dying because it didn't focus him enough, but we got close. I know some orcs are bringing raiding again. He does have 2 of these wizard towers. Almost called it lizard towers. That would be strange. But I would like to see it nonetheless. Yeah, well, Bamby is getting close to 25 power himself. That could be a good thing for him. He didn't get the Drogoth of the Dragon Lord, which is kind of unfortunate. I think he should have, but hey. Balrog almost back. He does have Rain of Fire as well. SpecialGue doesn't have much in the way of power points. He's been very passive this game. Playing very defensively. Most of the action has been from Belsebub, obviously, with his Mumakil army. And goblins, sending out waves and waves of goblins. As goblins tend to do. These goblin heroes need to be a bit careful. I think the attack troll can actually knock down Gorkill, can't it? I'm not too sure. No, I guess I won't find out. Oh, he did. He got Drogoth finally. Good. That's what he needs, really. See if it works out for him or not. I still think Drogoth would be great against this, so I guess we'll find out. It'll at least do more damage than most things. Where did Drogoth go? No idea. You hear a Balrog though. There it is. Balrog is the summoner. It's Belsebub's. Why did you summon it there? We'll see the amount of damage Drogoth does to a flying or elephant units. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage already. I guess Drogoth being forced to retreat. He does need to be careful. The arrow tower is there. Balrog go. Can Balrog fire whip the Drogoth? Is that what he's doing? Oh, I wasn't aware you could fire whip flying heroes. Well, there you go. Balrog dispatching that expensive Drogoth immediately before he gets anything done. That is unfortunate for him. Balrog also going to possibly finish off Gorkill. So Goblins losing a lot of heroes here. I hear a mine. Somewhere. There's a mine there. Is he gonna do it? Oh, he missed his chance. He has set up a defensive perimeter of mines. An interesting idea. Balrog is going to run out of time before he gets to the Goblin base, unfortunately. He could fire whip this, though, or something. Or he could just stand there looking like a boss until he disappears. That works too. Belsebub clearly in control of this game. Darkness once again going down. Mordor does have control of one of these signal fires. It'd probably be smart to capture the other one as well, since he does have two level 25 powers. And keep in mind, he does have his big level 25 power, which is right there. Following up a barrage as well. Completely devastated the Goblin base. And now there's absolutely nothing to stop him from just steamrolling the fortress with Mumakill and attack trolls. And he also has orcs as well with a drummer troll. Looks like a defensive worm has been summoned. We'll see how well that works out. I'd imagine the worm works well against these, yeah. They're not great against fire. It's gotta be said. But the attack troll is doing pretty decent damage there. Although it is dying to this arrow tower. Belsebub opting to walk away with his Mumakill, as he does not want to fight the worm with it, as the worm would kill all of them. So definitely safer and more economic to run away. This Mumakill is going to get burned, I think. Yeah, easily dispatched by a worm. Like I said before, worm's just very powerful. So he's just going to need another force, I think. He's upgrading his Mumakill pit even, to level 2. So he can get faster Mumakills. Attack troll coming out, okay. You could just build another Mumakill pit, like have 2 of them, maybe. If you're just gonna go heavy on Mumakill, might as well get 2 of them. Seems Isengard has tried to attack here. Doesn't seem to have gotten very far with these barricade expansions, as well as the Mumakill. Lots of arrows are being thrown about. So he does have ballistas. Going heavy on the ballista front. How good are those, I wonder? Probably pretty good. Yeah, almost killing that one. Lurt's getting in melee with his bow there. Actually killing it in melee stance. Lurtz would be smart to stay in range. Definitely. Especially because pulling him back definitely knows he does not want to get trampled. And it seems a Felbeast has been sent out to deal with the rabble of the goblins. Felbeast, Mumakill, and attack trolls is a strong combo. Very hard to deal with, in fact. So Belsebub is definitely poised to win this game, I feel. I mean, Special Guest is a very defensive base, but against the overwhelming force of Mordor, eventually he will fall, I feel. He doesn't have an army, really, to defeat these enemies, so it'd be very hard to defeat your enemy without an army. Drogoth is back on the field. Fortunately, this time there is no Balrog to fire whip him to death. And Drogoth is more powerful, way more powerful than a Felbeast Morgamir, as that fire does a ton of damage to the Nazgul, and he does good damage as well. Is it the Witch King? That is the Witch King. He's got a lot of command point heavy heroes and units. And now there is 2 Felbeasts, although one of them is going to die there, netting himself a 294 resources for killing him. Not a ton, but it is something. Now he will need to retreat, as he cannot face the Witch King in combat. Witch King getting a lot of good attacks off on him. But he will need to pull back, I think. There's a lot of Goblin archers here. Fire arrows as well. And now Belsebub is rebuilding his army, it looks like. He does have some Mumakills in the way. He does have no attack trolls in the way, though. Upgrading his Haradrim Palace there. He does still have 3 Mumaks at the moment, though. This is Siegeworks. Ooh, there you go. Siegeworks is a good choice. He could go for the Black Riders. Black Riders are so amazing. I've been crushed by the Black Riders many a time. They're very, very powerful. Of course, if you use them like a scrub and run them into pikemen or something, still gonna die. But they're better than most cavalry. Of course, being a mini hero unit. Goblins have a decent army. Get some archers there. They get some half-torn marauders. And I think I clicked on a gore kill by accident, but he is in there somewhere, I believe. And he does have his Drogoth still, which is good news for him. Managing to pick off this attack troll. Ooh, will he manage to finish him though? Should he manage to finish him? Yeah, I was gonna say he should probably run. He's taking arrows. He's gonna die actually. He's made a mistake. He should not have went back in there, and now the Haradrim archers may pick him off. They are under the effect of darkness, keep that in mind. And he is very lucky indeed. See the Haradrim archers glowing. That means they are taking the darkness buff and getting a damage boost. So you don't want to be near that really with a flying unit. There is still a mine here. And here. It would be interesting to see if those actually manage to go off. He doesn't have fire arrows though. Gonna be difficult to set that off without a berserker or fire arrows or something of that nature. He does have one next to his fort as well. I don't know if I recommend this placement. Could be a disaster waiting to happen. Let's take a look at powers real quick. Special Guest now has Field of Fires, so that should be useful for him. His economy's doing really well though. Unfortunately, he's not really doing much with it. That's the problem. He is opting to get a lot of mines, which is not a bad idea if he can actually manage to make it work. He takes on the fort very quickly with mines snuck in there. Belsebub though has Awakened Worm, Balrog, Rain of Fire, Barrage. He's pretty much got almost all, I think he has every power, if not close to it. And then we have Balrog and Worm and Summon Wildman and stuff. He has 15 power points. Looks like they are fighting over here. Possibly saving up for a dragon. I think he has to get darkness first. Actually. And it looks like they are being picked off easily. Those goblin archers by these flying units and the Mumiko. He does have upgrades for his guys now though. At least he's got the shiny forged blades. I've always wished all the bad units had red glowing blades. It's just a little pet peeve of mine, I guess. I just find it strange Isengard is the only team with red blades. If they have the asset colors, why not just make all the evil teams have red blades? It'd be thematically proper. Drogoth against, is it the Witch King? That is the Witch King. Drogoth does need to use his fireball, and he does need to not fight near our tower. I'm not sure even with the fireball Drogoth can actually beat the Witch King in aerial combat. He probably could have if he wasn't next to a narrow tower. Of course. Oh, Mumiko being set on fire. Sad sight. We'll get some Haradrim archers out. The first ones I've seen in this game, I believe. Those should be pretty useful. Those are very good units indeed. Belsebub's base is looking quite safe. Especially because getting another fort. Oh goodness. He's creeping up on his opponents with fortresses. Interesting is a word I would use. We'll see how that works out. Alright, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. This game is going a bit. Okay, there we go. Looks like the Witch King is taking a lot of arrow damage here, but he won't be taking too much. I think Goblins actually... No, that is Belsebub's darkness. Goblins actually went with some inspiring allies. Probably... Well, maybe he had to go down a certain tree, but I don't know how useful those would have been. Isengard pushing forward a little bit. He's He's losing most of the stuff here, though. Catapult fire, managing to hit his own Mumakil. You'd have to be careful with your catapults. Mumakil are very tall, and they do intercept catapult fire because of such the nature of it. But he will begin barraging this fort here with the catapult. Mordor catapults don't do a ton of damage to upgraded fortresses, but they do damage nonetheless. And now another force is building in the middle. Seems to be a lot of fighting over the top right. We do have 2 fire drake broods. If he gets to use those on the Mumakil, I would like to see that, because I would like to see how well they counter him. But he doesn't be careful. They will be taking arrow damage from these barricade expansions, which is not ideal. They're definitely good against those. Sadly, they do not have any anti-air though, so they will be slaughtered by the Witch King. Like lambs to the slaughter, look at that. Ah, hurts my soul to see such baby drakelings killed in such a brutal manner. Trying to defend his babies, her babies, I don't know. Its babies. The Witch King will need to get out of there, as Drogoth is poised to kill it. Seems both teams have archers out to defend their flying units. There's an overwhelming amount of orc archers here, but there's a Mumakil coming. He needs to be careful, or they will be trampled to death. Still a bit of flames here and there from some attack on the base there. I think Special Guest could have done a lot more of this game if he probably wasn't goofing around as much. Maybe mass ballista pikemen, and then crossbows. I guess you have to have crossbows because of the flying units. Other than that, I don't know really what else you could do. It's a tough situation to be in, honestly. Against the unit composition of Mordor. The flying with the mimics. The trolls. Pikemen obviously would help with trolls. Pikes kind of help with Mumakil, but that's not really the direct counter in this patch. I'm used to it being the counter, but you can actually just kill them with it, so it's more archer now. Archer slash flying units, I'd say. Looks like Isengard's making a move. Can he get anything done though, is the question. And I wonder how or when this game is going to end. Like, how is Belsebub going to push down and destroy Special Guest soon? Or is he going to kill the goblins first? I have no idea. I guess we will find out, won't we? Ooh, nice catapult shot there. Going to blow up a lot of guys. I see some sort of rumbling. Ah. Okay. The Fires of Doom. What is that Rain of Fire? The Rain of Fire or Fire of Doom? Rain of Fire. I think Fires of Doom is Mordor, Sauron's ability. But it sounds like the attention has been turned to Special Guest. As I said before, the fortress stands no chance against a Mumakil and attack troll combo. And there's also catapult fire. So fortresses will fall like wheat to the scythe. Not quite as quickly though, I'd imagine, but pretty quick. Attack trolls do a lot of damage. Very, very powerful unit to use. The Balrog is actually in the base of Belsebub, which is unfortunate. That's going to cut off his Mumakil production. As the Mumakil pen does go down there. He does have 2 flying units out in the field. Some trolls and Mumakil as well. He should be able to take out quite a bit of Special Guest space. If he presses the attack, of course. Special Guest putting up a pretty good defense though. As well, seems the goblins have come to actually help and also hinder the defense. Shooting both enemies. Focusing down the catapult, it looks like. Archers, Goblin Archers, definitely not the best thing to counter a Mordor catapult, it seems. As they're doing almost negligible damage. That's a hard word for me to say. he has managed to get a fire on the fort now, and there is not a whole lot to stop it. I mean, I say that, but there actually is some things to stop it. Charcoot should be able to deal with that, I think, as well as the men who just arrived. Well, it's down, but it's got some damage on it. He could actually send his flying units to attack the fort if he wanted to. Darkness once again going down. Is that Goblins darkness time? Nope, Goblins don't have darkness yet. Belsebub does have his own... Okay, Goblins just got darkness and they overwrote the darkness of Mordor. So now Goblins will get the benefit. Waiting until after Belsebub uses his to use his, so that's good. So he gets the benefit and Belsebub does not. Belsebub does have a barrage though, and Worm and Balrog, as well as Arrow Volley. Yeah, he definitely has all his powers. As you see, he has 29 power points saved up. Can't do anything with them, sadly. He is taking a bit of damage. His special guest and Bambi are looking to do some damage. Although he does have quite the defense, and Mordor's fortress is just very hard to take out. I'm surprised he doesn't have a lava moat. I mean, he hasn't really needed it yet, but at the same time, it is quite good for defense. Goblins and Isengard trying desperately to do some damage to Mordor, but it's just not working out. Mordor is just so strong. It looks like the attack is going to be repelled once again. And then Mordor will probably push south, I would imagine. Try and finish off Special Guest, maybe? Before he throws up another fortress. Probably be a good move. You don't want to wait back and let your opponent build up an army worthy of Mordor once again. He needs his own army worthy of said team. There's a barrage going down. Immediately taking out the army of Isengard that was sent up to deal some damage. So 6 men managed to make it through. Oh, there's a few more stragglers. They're not going to get a whole lot done, sadly. Some fire drake broods out here. Managed to do a lot of good damage. Boy, it is really warm in here. That's a lot of Goblin Archers, holy crap. Bambi opting to go full on Goblin Archers. Let's see how that works out. I don't have faith in that strategy, really. But if he's just trying to take down a flying unit, maybe it's worth it. Because then his next wave can be something else. It's an idea. Also, it could be useful to counter Moonkill. I don't think there actually is any left on the field at the moment. Is he building more? Yes, he is. As you would expect. Seems the attack trolls are getting caught up in some pikes. Unfortunately for them, they will be pricked to death, which is not the way to go, let me tell you. Oh, they're actually doing pretty decent damage against structures. That is a lot of fire arrows. Oh, well. Ouch. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess you probably would have expected the Gorgoroth Spire. Maybe you should have split up his army. But hey, it was amusing nonetheless. And there's a lot of action going on. We're being summoned in to help. I think that is Mordor's, of course. Alright, so that was the end of the worm. Isengard just trying desperately to do something here. He's sending waves and waves of men. I know how this feels. As I sent waves and waves of men against an Elven player, and he just kept dying. I felt like I was making no progress. It's probably a game I'll be casting at some point as well. You get to see that one. It was a free-for-all as well, and I lost. But it was fun, as they tend to be. Some darkness once again. I don't think the ring is on in this game. I think somebody would have found it by now. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that way because somebody could have really used the ring to end this game. This is going quite long. I don't mind. I like long games personally, but casting them for a while can be tiring when you're in a like 100-degree room. My drink has run out as well, which is not a deal. Anyway, we have the Witch King and a Felby still on the field. I thought I heard the Haradrim Warhorn. I hope so. Not very loud, but I'm sure I heard it. Yep, Drogoth easily countering this move kill with these pikemen. If Belsebub loses this game, I will be shocked. Honestly. I mean, SpecialGue is poised to do a lot of damage here. If he keeps up the pressure, I mean, he can't feed any more power points to Mordor at this point. So if he just keeps sending waves and waves of guys at Mordor, he should win, in theory. Mordor does have flying units, but that's really all he has. And if Drogoth can actually keep the pressure up on the flying unit, jeez. Uh-oh. Arrow volley is going to be brutal. Ah, I knew that was going to happen. That sucks. And these attack trolls are going to start cleaning house. There's no pikes here to deal with them. Crossbows, I guess, could help. That one attack troll just go down. Outlurks is here, though. I didn't see him. Actually, I'd say Belsebub is losing ground. Seems SpecialGue is finally starting to make a push after, like, 30 to 45 minutes. He's starting to do well. I don't know if it's been like an hour or whatever. I have no idea. I feel like it might have been an hour already. But maybe not. But late into the game, he is starting to make some ground here. Which is good. To help with the Goblins as well. I'm sure they decided Mordor was the biggest threat. They decided to 2v1. I would have too, if I'm honest. Free for all. You gotta choose your allies wisely, if at all. And if you know you can't beat a overwhelming opponent, try and band together and defeat him. And if they kill you both, then that sucks for you. Mordor is taking a lot of damage. Some waves and waves of men are coming out. SpecialGue is not letting up. He probably should get some ballista queued up here, I would say. Even some mines would be good. He could probably sneak in some mines behind his army here. Maybe. Maybe not. As his army has been cleaned up again. Goblin sending a big wave of archers. He's just full on archers at this point. But that is actually pretty good to get rid of these flying units if they can manage to do it. It's just a matter of every one of them getting a shot off. Fortunately, not really getting the chance. I think a very good Balrog in Goblin's base, or Mordor's base, taking out pretty much everything, which seems to be happening right now, in fact. Should be pretty brutal. If you can manage to cut off everything and they keep the pressure up, they should overwhelm him, I think. We'll see. Upgraded Orc Pit is going down there. The fire is enough to kill it in one hit. One breath, rather. Mordor is pushing forward, though. Probably won't get a ton done, as he does have a lot of guys and defensive things to go through. One move kill, one attack troll is not going to be enough. And flying units as well. Balrog doing a good job of taking out these upgraded buildings. That's definitely what you want to target first. Get rid of this Haradrim Palace. Maybe with the Fire Whip he could have done that, but I guess he could hit it. Ooh, probably should have used Ignite first. If he ignited then Fire Whipped, I think he would have got it one hit. Now he has to walk all the way over here and take it out. That's fine. These siege works have a lot of life. Yes. That siege works will go down. And now there's not much left in Mordor's base. He does need to get rid of this movie kill pit. Oh, the economy, yes. He can't even build Mumakil if he doesn't have any slaughterhouses. That is actually brilliant. He needs to take out every slaughterhouse he can. All these level 3 slaughterhouses are crucial. Ooh, breathe fire on the Mumakil pad. That's going to do it. That leaves Belsebub pretty weak at the moment. Now would be the perfect time to attack for Isengard and Goblins. As really, what does he have? He has a flying unit, he has Witch King here, he has a couple catapults, a troll. I think his darkness just got overwritten by Goblins. Or maybe vice versa. Maybe Mordor's overwritten Goblins. Darkness. Let's see which one he was used last. Mordor's is used last because its cooldown timer is longer. Barrage going down to fend off one of the Isengard armies. Part of it, at least. Managed to get all of it. There's some wildmen here. There's the Goblin Archers. Will they manage to do enough? No. Oh, he needs to scatter. Yeah, he did a good job of avoiding most of those, I'd say. But he did take a lot of casualties as well. And now Mordor is being given time to rebuild. This is not what you want. I know they're trying, but they need to try harder. More men need to be sent in. And Special Guest has completely stopped building troops, it seems. I would just, at this point, I'd just build tons of pikemen, tons of ballista, and just go for it. That is really your only hope, I think. And Goblins, well, I think he probably has the money to do something else, right? Actually, he's not that rich. But I guess fully upgrading all these battalions of Goblin Archers is pretty expensive. You have to give him fire arrows, and then he's giving him scavenge armor, isn't he? Maybe he stopped giving him scavenge armor. Let's hope so. I think he was giving it to him at one point. Maybe not. Is Mordor's fort taking any damage yet? Nope. Not yet. But as you see, he can't really build anything. He's got a 400 command point limit. He's only used 223 of it. Now, dragon coming down. That's going to be pretty devastating as well. I'll take up this level 3 Horadrim Palace he just built. That's going to cost him a pretty penny. This dragon is going to do a lot of damage. I think this dragon really needs to go for this. This is pretty key, I think. Because these orc pits really aren't going to do much besides bring orcs out. It really isn't your threat. You really need to go for this. This and this and this. This is what needs to die. Although the fortress expansions aren't a bad choice either. Oh, he's finally got a ballista over here. Although there's a lot of flying units here, so probably won't make it very far. Goblins and Isengard are trying very hard to take out Mordor. Definitely shows. I do like the dragon. Very cool. The fire just looks cool. Please kill this. If I have one request, it'd be kill this level 3 slaughterhouse. Ah, yes. Oh no, it didn't die. Okay, he had enough time. He finished it. That will actually hit Mordor pretty hard. His economy will be in shambles now. He has a 300 command point limit, which is not very much. And he's already used 183 of it. Just on heroes, I think. And now really it's just a matter of sending guys in and finishing him off. He has split up his archers here, which is good. Now they can't be Gorgor inspired, which is off cooldown by the way. So they will be shooting something at least. And Isengard as well he has to worry about. Isengard though not really making mini crossbows, which might be the downside here. He could go upgrade axe throwers as well. Keep that in mind, they do have the upgrade forged blades. Possibly he should have been doing that. He could have just spammed an entire army of upgraded axe throwers. Actually, he might have been pretty effective, as they're pretty good at destroying structures as well. Goblins are doing a great job of taking out everything but the fortress. So really he has nothing left other than a fortress. And I think Mordor knows at this point that he's probably doomed. Not looking good for him, I must say. There's a ballista. Getting a bit close. A bit too close, in fact. Looks like Belsebub has decided to forsake his base and just go a full offensive. I think he's accepted his fate at this point. Possibly he wanted to summon a Balrog in here. Looks like that is the case. Do as much damage as possible before his fortress is gone. He did summon that there. It's going to probably deal with this ballista. Well, they don't do much damage to it. A mine would be a nice way to go out. What's going to happen though? But it seems Belsebub is going balls to the wall trying to destroy the fortress of Bambyhey. He knows he's dead, so he's going to just sacrifice his fell beast and his Balrog to do it. He will get the fortress. And what a turn of events. Special Guest is probably going to win this game, I'd imagine. His base definitely looking the safest out of the three. His two forts. Mordor's fort is about gone here. It's about half health. And there is a couple ballista, although one of them not actually shooting. Balrog doing so much damage to the Goblin base. The Goblins are going to be knocked out before Mordor, I think. With just one giant assault from Balrog and flying units. Ooh, Belsebub summoned the worm as well. That should seal the deal. Crazy. Well, that is one way to go out. Looks like he has sent a flying unit home, but there is 3 ballista here shooting his fortress. And Wildman is being summoned as well. I fear this is the end of Mordor. And the worm is going to kill off goblins. I'm not sure who's going to die first, though. Oh, he has to kill the rebel. Oh, Bambi has been defeated. And a dragon being summoned in by a special guest to finish the game. Very cool. That is a good game ender, I must say. Wow, I did not expect special guests to win that game, I'm not gonna lie. Belsebub had that in the bag for quite a while, and then he lost. So, just shows things can turn crazy in a free-for-all. Well, that was enjoyable, I must say, and I hope you guys enjoyed that as well. So I will see you in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02, version 5.0.1. See you next time.
You cannot hide. I see.